What's going on, my Trainer Club? Today we're going to check out the premium lore modules in Pokemon Go to make sure you guys know exactly what comes from each of these lore modules and which Pokemon are going to be part of the evolutions that are going on. So with all that said, let's jump right in. First and foremost, let's cover lore modules, in specific the premium lore modules. So the premium lore modules are going to spawn more Pokemon more frequently than are the regular. So understanding these lore modules is very important. So we have regular lore modules, which are the pink ones, and then we have the premium ones for a grand total of 4. We have the Mossy, the Glacial, the Magnetic, and now we have the Rainy lore module, which has spawns specific to each of those premium lore modules. What's going to be the cost differential on these if we're going to buy them outright? For the regular lore module, it's going to be 100 Pokecoins. For the premiums, it's going to be 200 Pokecoins. Or there's a bundle for the regular lore modules that's 680 coins, which comes out to 85 coins per lore module, which is a pretty good deal. And normally, like I talked about, the regular lore modules cost 200 Pokecoins, but as of right now, there's a box in the shop that's 550 coins for one of each of the lore modules. Unfortunately, you can't choose which one you're getting, which is not the most optimal, but it comes out to 137 Pokecoins per lore module, which is also a really good deal. It's almost the same price as buying a 1-for-1 regular premium lore module. But like I said, as of right now, you can't choose which one you want, so unfortunately, that kind of locks me out from that scenario because I don't necessarily want all of these. But for this video's purpose, it is going to be effective because we're going to be talking about the spawns here in a second, what you get, and then what comes from all these lore modules, including the evolutions to help you max out in Pokemon Go in general and in relation to Com Day 2021. So let's quick overview exactly what a lore module is. The lore module gets placed on a Pokestop. It's active for 30 minutes normally, or under Com Days for 3 hours or other events extended time frames. That's when I fully take advantage of all lore modules, because having extended lore modules on stops is so much more effective than is trying to do it for 30-minute time frame. It takes a lot more resources during that time frame and not really always worth it. And what are the spawn rates per lore module? So for a regular lore module, it's going to spawn a total of 10 Pokemon over a 30-minute period, which is 1 Pokemon every 3 minutes. For the premium lore module, it's going to change up. It's going to be 20 spawns over the entire 30 minutes, which then makes a spawn every 1.5 minutes or every 90 seconds. In that regard, it is going to be more effective. But what is going to be the use of both of these and what makes sense for each of the lore modules? Gotta love the background noise. As you hear me talk about in a lot of my Com Day tips video, I always recommend lore modules and premium lore modules in different scenarios. What's going to be those scenarios? For the regular lore modules, I always recommend, especially on Com Days and in events, if you are not sitting in a very tight cluster and you're walking in a bigger downtown area or a bigger circle or a bigger square or whatever that is, that's when I recommend regular lore modules, because having premium spawns where they're spawning very frequently and you walk around, like if you're not back to that lore module in basically 90 seconds, you're wasting resources, money, and Pokecoins. I don't want you guys to do that. But where would then you use the premium lore modules? Let's say you're at work. Your work sits on 2 or 3 stops and you can't really go anywhere. Premium lore modules will get you more spawns throughout the Com Days, right? It's going to be a little bit more resources, but it is going to be worth it. Not just if you're stuck at work. Let's say that maybe it's cold outside and you're sitting in a 4 lore stop that is prevalent in certain areas, in certain cities. I know there's one close to Bryant Park that does more than 4 stops. So if you're sitting in an inside area, or you're at a very small grind location where in 90 seconds you're basically making the full loop, the premium lore modules are going to be worth your time. Or even if it's 100 seconds, but it's not quite 3 minutes, it's going to be worth your time. But if it goes over 3 minutes, you can even time yourself before the event starts. How long will it take me, including catching Pokemon along the time frame? Because often when we're catching Pokemon, we're not walking as fast. So do a nice, very small jog. So do a nice slow-paced walk around your area. Time it, how long is it going to take me? And if it's longer than 3 minutes, not going to be warranted for your premium lore module. But there are other reasons for premium lore modules, which we will check out here in a second. But the other advantage for premium lore modules is they do spawn specific types of Pokemon. Let's say there's an event going on that has certain types of Pokemon. Let's say you have rainy Pokemon and steel type Pokemon spawning in an event. And you're like, well, the rainy spawns or water spawns are extremely valuable and I want those to spawn more frequently. What you could do is then tailor the type of lure module that you do go after. So what's going to be the typing spawning from each of these lure modules? Thank you to Sylph Road for putting this together in a great study. If we do check out the typings and the spawns coming from this, the Glacial lure module is going to spawn ice type Pokemon in relation to ice type or some water type Pokemon. So we do have Jinx coming from it. We do have Eevee. We then have Totodile, Swinub, Snorunt, Mantine, Spheal, Piplup, Snover, as well as Oshawott, which then leads us into the Mossy lure module, which is going to be bug and grass type Pokemon, which includes Oddish, Venonat, Bellsprout, Tangela, Eevee, Sudowoodo, Hoppip, Yanma, Roselia, and Cherubi, which then leads us into the magnetic lure module, which includes electric, ground, and steel type Pokemon, which are Pikachu, Alolan Geodude, Voltorb, we have Electrode, we have Magnemite, Jolteon, Nosepass, Aeron, Beldum, as well as Joltik, and then finally the new addition, which is going to be the Rainy lure module, which also incorporates some bug and mostly water type Pokemon, which include Chinchou, Surskit, Manectric, Joltik, Tympole, Tynamo, Stunfisk, as well as Froakie. So those are the spawns that are known to come from these type of lure modules. But what happens if you use one of these lure modules during a comm day, such as Gibble, or other spawns that you didn't see on this that are related to the typings? They are going to come out more frequently. Even though they are taking up a majority of the spawns, they are also going to be spawning more frequently from these lure modules as well. So using these lure modules to the typing advantage is going to be definitely worth your while when playing specific comm days. So that's going to be all we have to know about the typing, what comes from these Pokemon. But then we also have evolutions that do come from these lure modules that you have to be in the lure module for most of these Pokemon, in exception of one or two. So as far as the lure modules go, the Glacial lure module is going to attract water and ice type Pokemon, but in specific, the Glacial lure module will allow you to evolve Eevee into Glaceon, which is going to be a big help during comm day and otherwise. That's why having one of these lure modules down is going to be effective. Mossy lure modules are going to attract bug, poison, as well as grass types, and in specific is going to be Leafeon. And how you can tell if these Pokemon are ready to be evolved, for the evolutions, you have the Eevee to go to evolve, and it will have in the bottom, it will have the lure module, and then it will have the silhouette of what it's going to evolve into. So make sure you confirm that you are in range of these lure modules and you're evolving the correct species, which then leads us into the magnetic lure module. The magnetic lure module is going to attract electric, steel, as well as rock type Pokemon, but if I were to add on, I would say ground type Pokemon can be attracted to this as well. Magnetic lure modules are going to allow you to evolve into two Pokemon, Sinnoh Pokemon, Magneton into Magnezone, and then Nosepass into Probopass if you are in the range of a Magnet lure, which is very important. So the evolutions are very important. And that leads us to the last one, which is going to be the Rainy lure module, the newest implementation into the game, which is going to take Goomy into Slugoo, and then Slugoo into Goodra. Goodra can also be evolved in rainy weather as well, but those are the only two situations that you can evolve into your Goodra. So I just wanted to point that out for you guys to make sure that you have that capability and that knowledge. And then, who knows, at some point in the future, I did see on Reddit that there are going to be future Pokemon that could be evolving from these lure modules in Generation 7 and Generation 8. So it's important for us to know all about them, and as those come out in the future, we will cover them. So just as a recap, premium lure modules are great when in downtown, really dense areas that you don't plan to move a lot. If you're moving a lot and it's a longer loop, regular lure modules are very sufficient. But we have evolutions coming from these lure modules. In specific, every single one except for the Goodra needs to be coming from those lure modules. Goodra is the only exception that gets you to an evolution in a weather condition. And then finally, make sure to know the spawns, know the event, know what typings come from them, and choose your lure module wisely. So with all that said, I appreciate you guys being here as always. Good luck out there, trainers. To all my likers, commenters, subscribers, Patreon members, everybody who takes their support, subscription, and participation to the next level, I'm gonna see you guys out on the next video. Peace. I want to take this time to thank everybody who supports me in every facet. It means the world to me, and an extra special thank you to all my Patreons. I greatly appreciate the extra support to continue to allow me to pursue Pokemon Go full time, allowing me to create my daily video uploads in the most timely fashion for everyone's benefit. Plus, I get the amazing experience of sharing my creative processes behind the scenes and raiding all around the globe with select upper tiers. Thank you everybody for being a part of the Trainer Club. You all mean the absolute world to me, and I will see you guys out on the next video.